Hi guys, this is Mrs. Shickley and I'm here today to discuss our Canvas page. Some of you might be new to using Canvas or you might have used it last year with another class, but maybe you need a little bit of a refresher. So let's just walk through what our Canvas class looks like. So right now we're on the home page and this page contains some information. For example, there is our course name, Instructional Reading 2. It has my virtual classroom, which is an interactive tool that you are welcome to play around with. It also has a link to my office hours. If you click me as well, it'll also take you to office hours, and we'll look at that in a bit. Further down, there's the blue course modules button. Every teacher using Canvas will have this blue button in their course, and that's the button you're going to click to get to your classwork. I do have our schedule up here. This is our regular schedule. This is the schedule we will start using the second week of school. One of the other resources we're going to be consistently using is the Read 180 software, which can only be found using the student portal from Central Dauphin School District's main webpage. I have a link to it right here, but whenever you are assigned Read 180 software, I will also include that link and those instructions. We'll also practice that in class. When you go to the student portal, you need to scroll down and click Scholastic Student Applications, and then you will be able to log in to Read 180. So let's just take a look at the top again. And if you needed to talk to me, you had a question about class, the best thing to do would be to come to our Canvas page and click this yellow button, or you can click my little Bitmoji person. And that will take you to my office hours page. On my office hours page, I have a link to my standard weekly office hours help that any student can join. That is through Microsoft Teams, so it's going to be a little different than Zoom. I will use Zoom for almost everything except for this office hours, just to help people get more used to both platforms. You can also always email me. My email is listed here. Last, if you need an appointment, you can't make it to the office hours, or you have something that's very urgent and you want to see if you can talk to me right away, you can fill out this live video conference request. So you just enter your email and your name, fill in the rest of the information about when you would like to meet, and at the bottom of the page there is a submit button. Don't forget to add a little bit of information about what you need to meet about. Once you hit that submit button, it will automatically email me and I will know to contact you and set up an appointment as soon as possible. Going back to the home page, I was talking about that blue course modules button. So we're going to click that button because that's the button that's going to take you to what our class actually looks like. Okay, so what are our actual assignments and the instructions? So I'm going to click course modules. And everybody's course modules will look similar if you have other classes using Canvas. There might be some small differences. I have chosen to organize my structure by week. Some other teachers might organize it by topic, but what's most important is we'll have some basic course information here at the top. You'll see there's the link to my office hours again. If you are having a problem with Canvas, there's a lot of helpful tools here in the Canvas help page, but we'll also talk about how to get technical help if you're at home and you're having problems with your computer. We'll talk about that the first week of school. My grading policy is also listed here for you in regards to Read 180. Now, you'll see right here that underneath that we have our actual activities. So it will always have the most recent week at the top. So I have this set up right now as if we are in week 2. So week 2 would be at the top. You'll see the lesson essential question, your weekly agenda, which you have to click and then make a copy of. And in my class, you have to resubmit that every week at the end of the week. The lesson resources, there is a button you can click to go to a page, and that page will have all the instructions for the week. And then some of your assignments and your assessments for the week. I am going to scroll down to week 1, and you should know that as the marking period progresses, more weeks and more weeks will show up. But I will always keep the previous weeks, the older weeks there for you so that you can see them, or if you need to go back or you forgot to submit something, you can do that. I will reset the page at the start of a new marking period. So when marking period 2 starts, all the weeks from marking period 1 will no longer be visible. So just keep that in mind. So let's just take a look at what a normal week looks like and what should you do. I strongly encourage you to always log into each one of your Canvas courses each day, because that will mark your attendance and we'll be able to document that in the computer. The Lesson Essential question is just telling you kind of what the big picture is for that week. Then we have the weekly agenda, like I mentioned. You need to click that. When you click it, it will bring up a page that says make a copy. All right, and all you need to do is click that button, make a copy, and it will add it to your Google Drive, okay? Just gonna go back really quickly to week 1. I also suggest that in your Google Drive, you might want to set up a folder for each one of your classes and then move those files and things like that into each of your classes. So maybe make a Read 180 folder in Google Drive. Okay, so that was your weekly agenda. That's going to be a document that you can click on and make check marks on and things like that. And again, we'll talk more about that in the first week of school. Then we have the lesson resources, and this is probably the most important place you're going to go. When you click on that, it will bring up the whole week's worth of instruction. And I have a lot of videos on here, so I'll try to keep that up. I'll always make sure that I have an introduction video for the week, just kind of giving you the big picture. Just so you know, on Fridays, I'll also kind of preview what's coming up the next week. So this will just give you like all the information you need to know, big things that are happening over the course of the week. Then I have the structure set up in a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then last Friday. That is mirroring the situation that many of you might be in. If you're core, this is just a way to give you kind of like 2 blocks to do all the stuff for Monday and Tuesday, over Monday and Tuesday, same thing for Wednesday, and then by Friday we should have everything wrapped up. If you are coming to school and you come to school on Monday and Tuesday, then you know that all of this is what we are doing in class. If you're at home on Monday and Tuesday, then you know that these are the assignments and the tasks that you need to complete. I will always do my best to make sure that what's happening in the classroom is mirrored online so that students get the most similar experience no matter which situation they're in. Okay, and don't forget that I am always available through my office hours link. I have Wednesday appointments that are standard, and then you can also request an appointment. You can always email me. I'm going to try and make myself as available as possible. Down here on Friday, you will see, and this Friday schedule will stay relatively the same. We will have live classes. That's for everybody. If you're in core or you're hybrid, everyone has those. You have the choice of coming to either or. It's up to you. So, for example, if you're in period 7, but you don't have a class period 3 that you need to go to, you're welcome to come to the period 3 class at 12:50, and that way you could be done maybe a little bit earlier. Okay, now within these instructions, like I said, I'll read the instructions at the top. There'll all be an instructional video. That will be me as if I'm teaching you in class. And then sometimes some of the activities are linked. When you see that the activity is linked in blue, that means that you can click on it. You can click on that, and then that will take you to the assignment itself. Okay, some of these assignments are going to be Flipgrid. Sometimes they're going to be reading inventory. Some things you will need to submit, and other things there's nothing to submit. You just have to complete the activity within Canvas, or if it takes you out to another page, you would do that in another page. Okay, let's briefly talk about submitting assignments. So for example, I mentioned at the end of the week, you must submit your weekly agenda. Okay, so I'm going to open that assignment and kind of show you what that looks like. So on Monday, you should download and make a copy of the weekly agenda. In fact, when you click the button, it will automatically make that copy for you, and it'll add it to your Google Classroom. When you want to submit an assignment, this goes for like anything really, what you need to do is you click submit, and then you're going to be given options. Okay, maybe you're going to upload a file from your computer. If it's something that's in Google Drive, you merely have to click Google Drive, and it might ask you to connect. It might ask you to log on. If you do, you need to do that, and it's not letting me do that because I am in a student view, so I don't really have a student account. So it would ask you to connect your Google Drive, and then a file list would come up and you can select that file. I will make sure that I include a video that explains that process whenever you are asked to submit a file through Google Drive. Okay, you can also submit website addresses. So if you want to, you could always click share on a Google assignment and then you could add the link there. It's really up to you, whatever is easiest for you. Okay, so just going back again to our home page here, just to cover a couple little things more that we might discuss. On this homepage, you'll see over here there is a to-do list, and some of these due dates aren't accurate at this time, but when you log in, they will be. And if you have assignments that are due for that coming week or in the future, they'll be listed here. So pay attention to the due date. If it's not in the current week, then it can wait till the next week. Okay, but if you have assignments that you haven't submitted still sitting there, then you should make sure that you do that. Also, when you submit an assignment and I have graded it and returned it to you, that will be there as well. That's another thing we'll cover a little bit later, and I have an instructional video that will show you that. All right, if you have any questions, you can click that yellow button. You can click my little person. You can email me. All right, thank you very much.